I might not be from Philly, but I know how to make a dang good cheesesteak, and after today, you will too. A Philly cheesesteak is an indulgent meal. This is not something I treat myself to on a regular basis because I gotta keep it special. With that in mind, it is the most authentic when you start with a ribeye steak. It's super meaty and hearty, and it's got just enough fat to carry through to deliver the best flavor. Now, if you are on a budget, another choice could be a top sirloin. You just wanna be sure you're slicing it very thinly, and it's gonna be tender when we cook it up anyway. Before we start, I'm going to freeze my ribeye for about 30 minutes to an hour. It's gonna make it much easier to slice. This one's been in the freezer for about an hour. You wanna slice this as thinly as possible. Now, if you are not handy with the knife, you can get your butcher to do this step for you, and it won't even cost you anything extra. Normally, I don't prefer frozen steak, but this is a meal where it would be okay. So if you ever find these steaks on sale, go ahead and stock up. Some cheesesteak restaurants like to keep it in slices on the sandwich, and some chop it up. I'm a fan of chopping it as it cooks so that you get the ultimate perfect bite. That's a lot of meat right there from just one steak. We'll be able to get at least 2, probably 3 sandwiches out of this. Now, if you are ordering your Philly cheesesteak, with or without simply refers to onions, okay? As far as I'm concerned, it's 100% with all the time. These are gonna add such great flavor. They're gonna soften as they cook, so you're not getting a giant bite of raw onion or anything like that. And to me, it's a crucial ingredient. And then you need the cheeses. The OG choice when it comes to cheese is the provolone. I have learned there are really 3 kinds of cheeses you can use: provolone, Cheese Whiz, or American cheese. And they're all authentic, so it's a matter of taste. And then bread. You just want a sub-sized roll that's split. You want it to have a little bit of crust on the outside and soft on the inside. I say if you have one, break out the griddle for more than just pancakes. Maybe you're real fancy and you have a Blackstone. This is the perfect meal for that. If you haven't done that already, why do you even have one? If you have neither, that's okay too. How about a large cast iron skillet? I'm gonna use the griddle today because I'm feeling chefy. Even picked up one of these fancy spatulas. Now, you don't have to have this, but you do need a good spatula, a good large spatula. As far as the onions go, some people slice it and some dice it. I'm a dicer because I want little bits of onion scattered throughout the sandwich. There are other ingredients you can sometimes add to a Philly cheesesteak, like peppers, either bell peppers or some cherry peppers. It's not classic to the OG Philly cheesesteak, but there are for sure tons of variations on the sandwich. The onions are gonna take the longest to cook, so we're gonna get those on first. If you're prepping these at home, you can just cook your onions in advance and add them to the sandwich later if you don't have a large surface to work on. Just a little oil. Your heat should be at about a medium-high level. This is not the same way we try to caramelize onions, low and slow. This is more of like a fried onion, so we're trying to get that color at a higher temperature. I have never had an OG Philly cheesesteak in Philly, but I can already tell you I would be super intimidated when I go to order it because it is like a fast-paced situation. You better know what you want and you better know how to order it. So I did learn the proper way to order a cheesesteak is to first say your cheese, then with or without. If you want the Cheese Whiz, you just say whiz wit, or provolone without. Get it? It's important to have everything ready ahead of time before you actually build your cheesesteak. So we're prepping our onions, and then you also want to get your cheese melted if you're using the Whiz. 2 of the most popular places to enjoy a Philly are Pat's and Gino's, although there's like a million other places that are probably just as good, if not better. But it is Pat's that takes credit for introducing Cheese Whiz to the sandwich. And now, I believe, Cheese Whiz is the most popular cheese topping for the Philly cheesesteak. You gotta get it nice and hot so it's super runny and melty. Our onions are tender and sweet. They've got some good color, so I'm just going to scoot them over to the side. You could remove them to a bowl or whatever, but you should be able to do all of this kind of together in one pan. Next, I'm gonna get some bread on. You kind of want this off to the side as well. You kind of want this off to the side as well. So that's just getting lightly toasted. You want the sides to kind of stay connected. I'll show you why when we go to build the sandwich. You don't really need any condiments here. No butter, no mayonnaise, no nothing. Now for our steak. Seasoning here is super minimal, just a little bit of salt and pepper on our meat. We're gonna cook our steak for a couple minutes undisturbed, and then we're gonna go get in there and toss it around. If you don't have a good spatula that will cut down the meat as you cook it, break out the shears. Once you get to that point, we're gonna incorporate our onions into our meat. Now we're gonna split our meat up into a couple sandwich portions. You wanna form it into piles that are the same shape as the bread. If you are adding provolone, now is the time to do it. While that cheese melts, if you're doing the whiz, you wanna spread a little bit on the bun, and then going to scoop it all up into our bun. Then a little more whiz on top. Whiz wit. This part's crucial here. Bun on, scoop it up, flip it over. Provolone wit. This is gonna be a hard decision. Not that you really have to make a decision. You can have both. But the real beauty comes when we cut it open and see what's inside. Oh. Ooh. You don't even have to try for the perfect bite here. It's all over. That provolone almost has like a bit of a nuttiness. Now for the cheese whiz. Why do I have to love processed food so much? If I'm choosing between the two, I'm going whiz wit. I had so much fun with the classic versions. Now it's time for my version, and I think this one ties in the best of both worlds. My perfect combo has the American and the provolone put together. You're gonna get the stretch and that good nutty cheesy flavor from the provolone, but you're gonna get that creaminess from the processed stuff. Yes, sir. This, my friends, is the perfect Philly cheesesteak. I can't explain it. If and when I get the chance to go to Philly, I'm going American provolone wit, and that's the perfect order. Comment below your favorite cheesesteak order and let me know in the comments what you want to see me make next. When it comes to cheesesteaks, Philly or not, you can cook that. I'm gonna eat the whole thing. Go ahead.